Hey, good afternoon, everyone. And certainly a joy to welcome each and every one of you to the first presentation or preview, actually, of our Go ColorMate Macintosh-based screen print RIP. As many of you know, I'm located in Los Angeles, California, and sunny LA today is not sunny at all. In fact, we have what's called an atmospheric river going on, and we need an arc to get out. And sorry, I'm a little bit late because I had to take care of a situation that happened around here. We had some flooding, so I apologize for being a few moments late here. As many of you are aware, we've been working on a new line of RIPs called ColorMate, and we're really excited to show the first iteration of Go ColorMate today. I know that many of you face this question when you're talking to customers, when they say, hey, why do I need a RIP? I can just use the drivers that come with the printer. Of course, the answer is not so simple, but the first point is printer drivers are normally developed just for putting text and pretty pictures on a page. A RIP goes much further than just business applications printing. Professional imaging requires professional features, and ColorMate delivers. So it has far more than basic drivers. A print driver has no workflow or efficiency enhancements. So if you're doing many, many different types of images, it doesn't allow you to create a workflow to do that or be more efficient. It doesn't have any nesting for saving film or paper or things of that nature. Or you can't change images. You can't do rotation, and ink usage is not adjustable either. It also doesn't allow you to limit dot control, and dot gain is a very important aspect of screen printing and also dye sublimation printing. And a print driver normally doesn't allow you to enhance image quality. If you have a huge file, and especially when you get into dye sub and other areas, you really need to have the ability of a computer to, or I'm sorry, a RIP to process that file. And of course, today we're not going to be talking about ICC color matching or color enhancement capabilities, but in normal printer drivers, you just don't have that control. And this is why a RIP is necessary. So you might ask, hey, why did Graphics One get into the RIP market? I mean, there's lots of different RIPs out there, and the RIP market is actually pretty saturated. There's some really good products out there. But here's the reason why. The main reason that we decided to jump into this market was for Macintosh compatibility. So many of you, especially in the screen print market, kept asking, hey, we need a Macintosh RIP for the screen print market. And we started looking around and found that there's very little options for not only screen printing, but for many other vertical applications that we see in the market. Many of our companies, of course, are selling to companies that are continually expanding their business with many new inkjet printers. But when they're going through scalability, they don't have a production software product or software RIP for the Macintosh. And so we found that that was a major enhancement opportunity for us. The other thing is that, as we talked about, limited driver feature sets, you must have a RIP for many of the applications that we're involved with. As you know, Graphics One has been very involved in putting together turnkey systems. And when we get into 2022, you're going to see a lot of new applications that we're going to enter. And these turnkey systems require customized controls that you would normally not find in printer drivers. There's new vertical applications. For example, DTF. As you know, with DTF, you're not just working with 4 colors, you're working with 5 colors, with white. And there's lots of things you need to be able to do with a white and CMYK. Same thing with DTG. So when it comes to being able to really do power imaging capabilities, ColorMate RIP provides efficiencies, workflows, cost controls, and these are currently not available on Mac-based systems. Now, you might ask, what vertical markets are you going after? So the first product that we will launch is SP. That's for the screen print market. Shortly thereafter, we're going to launch a toner transfer RIP really for the Oki market. There's no Macintosh. In fact, there's no Macintosh RIP available for the Oki toner transfer market. We will have a version for the dye sublimation, for direct to film, and we're also coming out with a direct to garment because, again, in the direct to film, direct to garment products, there are not Macintosh based RIPs for these applications. And then we have some other surprises coming as we move into 2022. But we're really happy to have you here today. We appreciate you joining us today. And I'm going to now turn it over to my colleague, Juan Carlos Clavijo, who's going to give us a demo and talk about the brand new Go ColorMate SP RIP. Juan?
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to this presentation. As Dan said, we're so happy to announce and to show every one of you this new RIP-based software for screen printing. Before we start, I'm going to launch. I want just to show you the interface. One thing that it would be good, it is to tell every one of you that there's an option to questions Q&A button. You can click on it. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask anything at any time, and we'll be addressing during the presentation. So let's start with the software. I'm going to open the software. One thing that I want to tell you in the beginning is this is a dongle-less software. So basically what you will receive, it's a code. You don't need to worry about they're going to be shipping costs involved, anything like that, because everything is dongle-less. For each package, you will receive, for a license, you will receive a code that will allow you to register this software package. Once it's registered, you can use it. There's going to be one question. Can I use it in 2 computers at a time? No, you cannot. You can use it. If you want, you can install in the other computer, but you need to unlicense from the previous and then license the new one. Do I need to have a new code for this? New licensing? No, you don't need to. I mean, it's the same code, but it's going to tell you when you are entering in a new computer, it's going to tell you, okay, this was licensed in this computer. Do you want to use only on this one? You click on yes, and you can move ahead. What else? One thing that some people experience is that, let's say my computer crashes. I need to install over and over. Will this license expire? No, you can use it as many times as you need to, as you can. So first I want to show you like how easy the interface is, how easy it's to work with. We work and we invest a lot of time with R&D department trying to resolve many issues that the customer had previously and to make the interface very intuitive. Even if the person doesn't have a lot of experience, they can use it very easy. So I just click on OK. It's going to try to contact the server. And the first thing it's going to ask me is, okay, what printer are you going to use? You know that many of you, I know that many of you have been working with the 3170X for this application, so you can select it out from the list. So I will select ET3170 for film because my application is film. This software is meant for film printing. I'm going to click on next. Then it's going to be the connection. The connection, it depends on how you have your printer connected to your computer. You can use USB, you can use TCP/IP with a network cable. So for my test today, for showing you, I'm going to use to file because I don't have the printer next to me in this room, so I will just show you how to use it. When I print to file, I just need to select, okay, where I want to have my files saved. I just click any folder. I click on next. It's going to make like an overview of what I did, and I finish. So now that easy is how you set up a printer. What is going to be next? Resolution. We need to define what resolution we're going to print. So here in the interface, you're going to see in the beginning, it is the printer settings or the printer driver settings. You can change the quality. There are different qualities. We have been testing, as I told you, with R&D department, and we invest a lot of time trying to get the best solution for the customers. So right now we use 1200 by 1200 as a default. We obtain very good density, very good quality, and of course, a really, really nice speed. One thing that we have, or many customers experience, it is this question: do I need to have my files or my files pre-separated before I take it to the RIP? And the answer, it can be no, but sometimes I talk with many customers, and sometimes they don't have the capabilities of designing, and they hire people to create the designs. So they prepare the file previously, they pre-rip, or not pre-rip, they pre-separate the files. So that's why you have here in the paper type two different options. One, it is direct. The other one is separations. I will talk with separations a little bit later, but let's go with direct. So that means that imagine that I have my file, and my file is already in one color, everything's in black, it's already separated, it has the angles already selected, everything is kind of ready, so I can just work on it, and that's the one that I'm going to be using. Okay, so let's start with this one. I can open a file, I can just go here and open. In the recent files is something that I have previously, so I can select in that one. I just need is to click on my file, and it's going to be opening. One thing that I want you to see is that immediately it comes out with registration marks. What that helps me, it helps me, I mean, I don't need to have registration marks on my file. This registration mark is something that I did on the settings or the preference of my application. I just go to the menu of the ColorMate RIP, I go to my preferences, and then I can see all the preferences. I can change to inches. Some people that, I don't know, they use imperial, they can use imperial, but here is all the information for it. You can select the language. You can select even what type of registration mark you want. Remember, this is a RIP, and we want to work really, really hard. We're working really hard on different applications. And as Dan said before, that's why you have different options like drop marks or cutting marks for different cutters. But that is for the future, because as Dan said, we will have surprises in the future. But right now, we're focused on this application. So that's why I can select the registration marks. I'm going to select this one. I just need is to use them. And every time I open a file, it will open with the marks. So that is make easier my life. So I have my file here, is ready. Then I can go to the left side of the menu where I have some icons. I have icons in the top that help me to open, to save, to print, to preview my what jobs I did before, to manage how many colors I want to print. What I mean with how many colors, it is I'm printing with full black, which is all the channels loaded with black. That is something that I can do. For example, one question that come when we were doing installations of previous systems for screen printing, it comes up like, hey, can I use this on my Mac? And they feel frustrated because there were no Mac solutions, but right now it has. So in the past, what they did, they create the design, they print using the Macintosh driver, but they were only using the black channel. Even if you have all the 4 channels loaded with black, it was using only the black slot. Why? Because that is the way the driver or the native driver of the printer works. Right now with the RIP, we have the capability to enhance the density by using 4 colors or 4 blacks at a time. I can have this. So let's go again with the different options that we have here in the right side. So I click in the first one and I can change the size. I can use percentage. So if I want to change the percentage of my size, I just can go quickly, change the percentage, and my file is going to be changed on the size. Remember that in the beginning, we select the printer, the 3170, that is a 24. By default, the page size, that is that size. I have options in the bottom that can help me to preview. I can go back, I can go zoom in, zoom out, or I can just see the entire page. Okay, so it's very easy. This one will see or will zoom just to the file that I have. So that is something that I can do. Let me get this one back to 100. And let's see what more capabilities we have. Let's say that I want to make some copies of this because I want to make more than one. I don't know, or we have different files. It can be another file. But in this case, I'm going to show with different copies. I'm just going to add 3 more copies. I click on this, and then I have 3 more copies immediately. What happens if I have these 2 files in a different size? So let's say that these files were like this, and I have this file in 25%. Okay, or 75%, sorry. Let's make it, yeah, that's fine. And I can right click as well and create a duplicate of that image. I'm going to create a duplicate, and this one, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And that one that is smaller, I can make some more copies. I'm going to make 3 copies of it. So right now, this is all I have. Okay, 3. Okay, so I have all these files. One thing that is big in the software. Let's imagine that I'm in a studio and I have, I don't know, 3 designers making the files and preparing the files because I have a lot of work. They can work in 3 different computers. And if we are in the same network, we can share a folder, and everything that is saved in that folder, I can bring it to this computer. So I can grab images from many different sources, in this case, 3 different computers. And then before I can start printing, I just can go and create a nest option. We have different options to nest. We can take advantage of the media. We can take advantage if we want to make like by line, or I can, the way that it can be nested in the way I bring every file into my layout. So I just gonna select this one, select row, and it's gonna put everything in rows, okay? But what happens if I want to save a little bit of media? I can go to this one, and it can help me to save media, to say, okay, you can do this. If you notice, all the guides or all the the registration marks are the same size, because that is critical. When you do a registration, you need to be sure that you are making the right registration of the plates. And if your file is small and you have a very tiny mark, or very tiny like registration mark, it's going to be so difficult to register both. So this is something that you notice, that no matter that I change the size, the registration mark was always, or is always being the same. What else I can do? I can rotate an image, okay, for this purpose. And then I can click again, and automatically it's going to be nesting and saving the media. This is a perfect feature, something that you don't have. Some other softwares, they charge you more for this option. We have it included, okay? So that is something quick. What else you can do? As I told you, you can see copies, you can change the offset, which means what is the space that I'm going to give between, or I want to move one. Those are the kind of things. Meter is here. So I have my images. Okay, this is something nesting. It's a capability that we have. This is with Direct. But we've been talking to, yeah, this is nice, but I don't see that you show me what about the density? What about the printing direction? Is printing bidirectional? Is printing unidirectional? And here, and look at this. We're working always in the same layout. I have not changed the layout. I have not moved to different parts. I'm using the same layout. So now in this layout, I have the advanced option. I can go to the advanced, and there is going to be the options for bidirectional. Right now, by default, as I told you before, we've been working so hard trying to make the life easier for the customers. So we just preset many things. So when the customers get the software for the first time, everything is there. Okay, so I have my bidirectional off, negative, it's off. Okay, why? Because I'm printing for positive printing in screen printing. Black density, okay, but the maximum is 100. I don't know where I can get better density. That is here in the ink duty. Ink duty delivers the amount of ink to the paper. We run different tests, and we want to get the optimal benefits for your customers. So we tested, we measured the density, we get a perfect density with this value of 275, which is the default setting that the customer will have. So they don't need to worry about, hey, do I need to start doing tests and tests? No, you can go directly and you will have no issues at all. What about printing with the other 4 channels, or with the other 3 channels? Is that set? Is that by default? The answer will be yes, is by default. But where I can find that, and you will see here, it's called the driver manager. I just open the driver manager, and in the driver manager, I will select, okay, this is my printing mode or my printing media, separation or direct. And you can select that, and at the same time, you just can see here what channels are going to be used for this application. As you can see, black position is in the cyan, in the magenta, in the yellow, and of course, in the black. Once it's done, you just click in here, and then it's ready, it's completed, you can close it, and once you close it, you are sure that your file has the right density, is printing with the 4 colors, and it's ready to go, okay? That is something just with this file that was already pre-ripped. Or pre-rip, no, sorry, separated before. I'm gonna delete everything. I'm just gonna do a selection, and here is the option to delete. So I will delete all these images, and I'm good, okay? Let's open now with the different. Let's go to the main, and now I'm gonna change the paper settings to separations. And this is something big. Many driver vendors, many RIP vendors, they have this option as an additional option. Sometimes they can charge between 500 to 1,000. We have it included. We have it ready. It is there. I don't know if you noticed, but when we print direct, I didn't change the LPI, which is like the frequency. I didn't change the dot size or the dot shape. I didn't change the angle. Why? Because it was pre-separated. In here, the file is not pre-separated. So that means that I'm going to do the separation. And remember, it's included with the system. So I'm going to open I'm going to open the same file. Let's open the same file again. Let me cancel this, and let's open with the recent files. Okay, I think it was this one. So I'm going to open again. Now I will see a different dialog. Let me get this back here. What is this dialog about? Okay, the first thing that I notice in the left is LPI is referred to my frequency. I know that there are customers that work with 45. I know there are customers who work with 65, 60, 55. Can I make higher? Can I go to 100? Can I go a little bit higher? Remember that always depends on the printer. With the 3170X that we use, we'll be able to print at 100 without any issues, but always is dependent on, it depends on the type of the printer. And of course, the driver, we work really hard to get this resolved, to get the better output for the customer. So I'm going to put as an example 65. The stochastic, can I use and mix a stochastic with angle? You can, but for now, for our purposes, we're going to use everything in rosette screens. Then we have the cluster. Cluster means is the tone level, or we can say the levels of shadows that you have. If you can pay attention here in this part, you have this number. Okay, you have here 64, 61. You have these numbers over here. 81, sorry, you have these numbers over here. Take a look. When I change the amount of this cluster, my tone level is going to go higher. What that means? That means that my gradients, my transitions are going to be more smooth, are going to be smoother. That is how big my tone level is here. My amount or my levels of shadows that I will be using on my file. I don't know if you notice, sometimes when the people do gradients, they see some kind of, I would not say banding, but you can see where it's changing from one number to the other one. If you have a gradient, and you can see how come, you can see like the steps. Okay, with this kind of tone levels, everything's going to be smooth. Now, my file was only one color because it was black. Do I need all the other ones? No, I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect all of them and just select the one I need. Okay, so right now that is selected. Then you see what? The angles. There are different angles and you can click on them just to select different angles. There are presets. Remember, and I know many of you are familiar with it, we cannot have both two colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black with the same angle. The only color that will repeat angle is when you use the spot colors, because every spot color is going to use the same angle as the black, because it's 100%. Normally, it's a spot color with 100% coverage. So that is something that you can change. And also the dot shape. Can I use round? Yes, you can. But our recommendation is to use double round. We use a high quality, high tech microscope, electronic microscope, to see the difference between the different dots. And as we said, by default, to make the life easier for the customers, we have recommended double round for the application. And if you notice, you can select also one stochastic. Sometimes when you're making separation, including flesh tones, it's good to have a stochastic in the yellow because it will smooth a little bit, especially on the flesh tones, and it will prevent any kind of moire. But it's something that only the experience will tell you when to use it and when not. But right now, as I told you, everything is going to be double round. Okay, once I'm ready, I just click on OK. I will have my image, and my image has my settings. Okay, so this is my image, and it has the settings. What happened when I have a file that it's CMYK? Let's open this CMYK. And in this one, the question, I didn't have any CMYK plus file prepared. Sorry for that. Please excuse me for it. But in here, you will see the different colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, black. If we have a spot color, it can be, I don't know, let's say a Pantone or a name color that I did, white. It's going to be show up here, and you will see always the angle, the same angle as the black. So I have them. I have the frequency. I don't need to change the cluster. Why? Because I have not refreshed my software. Okay, I'm still working in the same. I have not closed it, so that's why I can just click on OK, and then I will see all my files. This is the preview. I'm going to change the size. Okay, so I'm going to change the size to make it a little bit smaller. Let's put 50%. Just, let's think it's 60, or I can type it here. Okay, now, once I change the size, what is new? I'm seeing the colors that I will be printing. Okay, so let me prepare everything. Let me put them together. Or why not? I just can go and nest them. Don't worry about it. It's going to be nested. This is to save media. So I have my files. Okay, each file, it's separated, it's done. Each file has its own angles. I'm ready to go. And I'm mixing it at the same time with an image that was in black. So I'm mixing two jobs here without the need of opening a new page, nothing. Everything is set up here. Easy to work, easy to use. That is something that we want to have always in the mind of our customers. There are additional controls that you can see here, but mainly those are like color profiling. It's meant for different applications. As Dan said, we're working in a strong package for the Mac version, so that is what you have. And in here, that is what we have. What else we can find? What else I can find in this package? What happens if I want to, I don't know, how much is going to cost this? How much ink I'm going to use? You can use the costing capability, and you can see how much ink is going to be used, everything, and you can add the variables. For example, you have the media, and in this media, you can select the roll, how much is the roll, how big is the roll, or you can make it, for example, with pieces. I don't know. I mean, if you work by foot or something, you can make it, or you can change the ink and you can add the different type of inks. And here you can adjust the price of each one, and it will decide, it will check how many milliliters of ink is going to use. Once you're ready, you just can click and compute, and it's going to give you the ink cost. So there are many tools that you can use. What happens if I have a question and I don't know, I don't have someone who helped me for this? You can go to the help menu, you go to the manual, and you will open immediately the manual so you can use it. Okay, and ready to work with. You can search on it, and it's available. Also, for example, in the help, sorry, it's here. In the help, you can have how to screen printing, and again, it's going to open a new file with the new options here to use it and to work with it. So it's very intuitive. It's very easy to use. It's something that it's ready. Right now, we're working in additional things like having work like a server base. So for example, I can create hot folders, and that is something that we're still finalizing. But right now you can say that it's a great solution for Mac users, easy to work with. Once I have everything ready, I just need to, you know what, I want to print. You select print, and immediately it's going to open the interface. This is of course the preview, but you can just see how it's going to look like, and then you just hit print, and it will be printing that file. Here at the end, it can ask you, hey, are you sure it's going to be, you don't need to mirror, you don't need to rotate. It is like the final step. Once it's ready, hit print, and you're all set. As I told you, easy to work, ready to be used. I don't know if this is like a quick thing. I don't know if you have any other questions. If you have questions, I want to make the thing like showing you the main features that we have. Okay, there's one question. Can I print directly from Illustrator? Normally, when you print directly from Illustrator, what's going to happen is like you will miss the features by printing with the 4 colors at a time. Even with the different solutions that in the past worked for PC mainly, because they don't have solutions for Mac. When you try to print, you need to go through the RIP. So directly from Illustrator, no, but you can just print to a file, and that file you can bring it here and you can process that file. I don't know if that answered your question. Let me see. I don't know if anyone, Dan, if you see any questions.
Yes, Juan.
Yes.
What is the cost of the RIP?
The cost of the RIP, it's a Mac version. It's around, it is 589, 589, and it's ready. That is the pricing. I have another question. Print directly to the RIP. Yes, I mean, you can print directly. You can save as a file. As I told you, you can have a share folder, and in that folder, as soon as you save in that folder, it's going to be open automatically in the RIP. Is there a list of printers supported? Let me show you that part. There are different options for printers that can be supported. Let's imagine that I have this one and I want to add a new driver, a new printer. You can do it, but of course, this is license dependent. So normally the license come with one printer, if you can say that. If you want, you can upgrade it. We're working on the pricing for the upgrade, but it's something that you can do. But you can add a new printer port because it's considered a printer port. The printer port is the one that is considered as a driver. It will open the same window that we show in the beginning, and you can select from the list what will be the one that you will be using. So in this case, there are different brands, right? Let me see. Let's see one very popular for what? For film printing.
Epson?
Yeah, for film printing. And then you can see here all the compatible printers that you can use from Epson for film printing. So in that case, the answer is yes. We per se don't provide a list, but it's something that you can use. For example, let's say that this unit is 24. What happens if the customer want to go bigger? Yes, it can be the possibility, and we will give you the pricing for that. Upgrades, yes. I mean, the upgrades are available. whenever we do an upgrade to the system, we will notify you with a link. And from the link, you can download it and you can just reinstall. You don't need to erase it. You just install on top of the previous installation, or if you feel comfortable, you can just erase the old one and install the new one. But yes, upgrades are going to be available and free of charge are included. Cost of the upgrades, I already told. What is the cost of the upgrade? When I consider an upgrade, it's going to be when I need to upgrade my license. Because one thing is an upgrade license, the other thing is an update of my software. So updates, all the ones that we release, you will be able to get them. If you say, you know what, I want to use another printer, then that is an upgrade. So you upscale your package and that will have a cost. And we are working on the price for that. And we will let you know in the near future. It's the same cost for wide format and desktop. In this case, desktop is everything that it's under 24 inches. Right now, this package is designed for 24 and above. We are working really hard on having the solution for desktop application, and Dan will tell you more about it. And of course, remember, everything is going to be Mac based.
It's Juan, it's 24 inches and under.
24 inches and under, yeah.
Yes, we will have, we do have large format. The pricing we will have available next week for larger than 24 inches.
Okay, how much are the additional seat license for the same customer? That is something, as Dan said, next week we will have that pricing for everyone. So you will have that price in terms of, hey, how much it's going to cost if I want 2, 3, 4, 5 printers? How much it's going to cost? We're going to give you that. What does the double round like? The round of ellipse. The double round, when we look at the microscope, is perfectly round. I mean, it's a perfect circle. When we use round, it be a little bit like an ellipse. And of course, ellipse is 60, 40, 70, 30. That is something. Can I print to an Epson 48 and 4800 and 4880? You will see, you notice that they were in the list. So that is something that you can do. But of course, you need to upgrade so you can access more ports for it. I don't know if you have any more questions. Dan, you see any more questions on your side?
Yes. In fact, going back to the question on the 4800 and 4880, remember when you, the first time you use the software, then you select which printer you're going to use. Is that correct, Juan?
That is correct, yes.
So if you, let's say initially you had it for the T3170X, and now you want to drive the 4800, how would that occur? How would you do that?
Normally, you just, as I showed before, you just add a new port. Of course, you need to go with the license. So let's say that I'm going to add a new port. I'm going to select the brand. Once I select the brand, I look for the printer, in this case, 48 or 4880. And then I just do the same selections. Do I need to install a new port? Do I need to have a new port? Everything like that. Let's do it real quick so you can see it. So I click in here. Then I go through the list. I think this is Stylus Pro 4800. Okay, so I click in that one. I just go next. I go where it's connected. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use again. No, let's use 5. Otherwise, it's going to try to reach it. I'm going to use the same folder to save my files. And that's it. I don't need to do anything else. And then when the customer wants to print in a different port, he just going to do the selection. One thing in here, for example, whenever you have a new printer like this and you have a specific profiles available, you just select those and immediately you just can download and use the one that you need for that specific application. So if there's something for film, for that one, you just select Epson the film, depending what it is. And once it's ready, I'm going to choose anything. You click next, and that's it. And it's going to be installed automatically. You don't need to do anything else. Once you have this selected for this port, you finish. Let's wait until it's finished. And then once it's ready, you're going to be able to select it from the list of printers that you have. Let's see if there are more questions.
I think the question also was with regards to 4800 and 4880.
Yes, but it's the same process. It's exactly
the same process. And
exactly
also, if you have printers that you want supported, we generally have a way to do that support. It may take us a short period of time, but we will have the support. And I think for legacy printers like the 4800 and 4880, we just have to make sure that we have the film configuration for those printers, but they should be available. And it would, I believe it's not additional cost since it's 24 inches and under.
Thank you, Dan. While he's doing this, I have a request of, let me cancel this. I have a request of opening a file with the separation. I don't have anything ready. I'm trying to open here the what? I'm trying to open the Illustrator interface. I will try to do something real quick. Let's see if it's opening. It's still opening, but I will try to do it. But it's going to work the same way as when you do a separation. You will see the spot color listed in the different plates. Okay, I don't know if there are any other questions around. I'm trying to load the what? I'm trying to load the Illustrator.
Hey,
but
Juan.
I mean, yes?
There is one other question. Will there be other platforms supported besides the Macintosh?
Right now, we know that there's a lack of solutions for Mac, so we focus everything on Mac. Of course, maybe in the future, we're going to be looking at other platforms, but right now, everything is Mac focused because that is was the need. We need to work in something that the customers are requesting and not be like providing the same as others. So right now, everything is focused on Mac. Of course, in the future, we might look about, I don't know, different platforms like Windows or something else, Android or the Android packages. But right now, everything is focused on Mac. Nothing besides that right now.
And by the way, we do have PC solution with CADLink. And we have, since everybody's here, we have great pricing on CADLink.
It's taking a little bit of time to open the Mac. So while it's opening, they open the Illustrator. I don't know if there's any other question. Do you see anything else, Dan?
I think another question just came in. Yeah, in fact, Steve asked us, is there a release date? We expect to release it next week. We apologize. We've been saying this for a while. It's, we have gone through a huge learning curve, as you can imagine. Software is not our background, although we've been selling RIP for many years. But we're really excited about this. And there's just one or two small items we have to change, and then we'll be ready to release it. And we're expecting that to happen next week.
In the future, I would try to have one file ready. Sorry for that. I don't have any spot. I was going to create it, but it's taken long. And of course, we are over 45 minutes, but I will prepare one file. And maybe the idea would be to have, maybe I made a recording or a video and I can show you in a video, short video, how to use that one. And of course, we're going to provide support videos. And that is another thing. What happens if the customer need to work with something and they need help with the computer? In the help menu, there is an option to get remote assistance. We can access their computers very easily, so they don't need to worry about downloading any software package. Everything is included in here. I don't know, Dan, do you see anything else? If not, we're good to go. And of course,
yeah, so one other thing, will
Yep.
there be demo copies? Yes, we will have demo copies, and they will be available on the Graphics One website. All you have to do is register, of course. As you, if you've already registered for our tech support area, then you'll be able to access it through that area. But you will need to register to obtain demo copies.
And of course, all the images will be like with a watermark on top of it when you use the demo.
But you'll be able to actually train on it.
And you can
One other
use
thing,
and learn the software, those kind
yeah,
of things.
one other thing that I'd like to also just pass on to everyone is that we will initiate training. We will initiate training on Wednesday afternoons that can be open to any salespeople, tech support, end users. If your end users have purchased the product and they want training, it'll be free. We're currently looking at Wednesday afternoons, and we'll send that out to everyone. We can also do custom one-on-one training as well. We prefer not to do that, by the way. If we can do it all at one time or 2 times a week, it'll be much easier because Juan is obviously the one who's been doing this, but we will have that capability available.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone. And then the audience is yours. Remember, you can contact us anytime. You can send us an email and request anything, and we'll be able to help you. I'm going to stop sharing, and Dan.
Yes, thank you all so much for spending some time with us this afternoon. We're really excited about this. We expect to be announced, the SP RIP, as we said, we think will be next week. And the OKTT, which is a toner transfer RIP, should be available before the end of the year as well. So we're really excited about that. We'll have another training session on the OKTT RIP as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send an email to either techsupport@graphics1.com or to me, Dan Barefoot at graphics1.com. We're really excited about this, and we hope that you'll be on board with us as well. And if we don't have a chance to say it to you personally, we hope that you have an incredible holiday season. We've all been, of course, been through 2020 and 2021 together, and had a lot of challenges. And we're looking forward to a fantastic 2022. We know that's going to be a great year. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay, bye, everyone, and thank you for attending.
For additional information, please visit us at www.graphics1.com. Send us an email to sales@graphics1.com or call us to 1-818-260-9591. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Graphics One videos.